Thank you.
Happy Tuesday and all that stuff.
Hi,
Welcome to our A.M.O.K world. I got
The
a flat
muckiness.
bladder and I'm ready to talk.
Today is January 20th, episode.
You got a
3.
what bladder?
Flat.
Hello.
I just went pee, so
Oh.
life is good.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know
I
what.
thought he said
I thought you
fat.
said-
I'm like,
I
what the-
did too.
Fat
I
bladder?
was like,
I had
oh.
It's
I had a
stuttering.
round bladder earlier, and then I
Well, in the middle
I
of the
went and made
show,
my
he's
bladder
gonna be like,
flatter.
"I'll be back."
yeah, anyhow, welcome
our
to our
show
world.
starts such weirdly every single week.
Well, but you know what? I don't know what to say.
Constant.
I don't know what to say at the beginning, so I got to say something, and that's what hit my mind. Anyhow,
Welcome to the muckiness.
anyhow, what do we got? We don't have anything, right? There's nothing really to talk about.
No,
No, we got
nothing. I mean, there's
Thank you for
events
joining
going
us, guys.
on,
See you next week. No, no. I know. Tina told me she was talking to Rhonda today about the expo,
Ooh.
and she's getting excited. They're starting to work on that now. So yay! I like that. We're working on
exciting.
some new things. I guess there's new things. You said you had news on the what's that thing you do?
Border
Pam?
town.
Border town.
Oh, that's right, Border Town. Yeah. That's are you allowed to talk about that yet, or is that all top secret?
I am. No, it's not top secret because we thought we had a date confirmed and we had to switch it up a little bit, and it is now confirmed for August 8th. So we're super excited. Confirmed, yes, for August 8th. So I see Tony in the chat. So hey,
Yes.
Tony, in case I think you know already, but heads up if you don't. I think he does.
Yeah,
So that's good. I mean,
I think she does.
August the 8th. That is what is that called? The Lions Gate Day. That's
That
going
is
to be
10 days
interesting.
before my birthday.
Woo!
Yeah, the Lions Gate. That's what 88 stands for.
We'll be partying at Border Town.
There we go.
Is it? I had no idea. So I don't know. Will there be cake?
We can
Absolutely. Let there be
I
cake.
don't know.
No,
Are
that's
they gonna
cool.
bring it?
Sean's like,
Bring it.
it's my birthday.
Yeah, I get
Donut.
that.
We'll just bring you a little donut, little Debbie donut.
I like it.
Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll be a cheat day for me.
So 8/8 for you, and Arkansas Paranormal. Can you tell that date?
What is
Was
that?
it August
10,
24,
25, and
25?
6, or
Okay.
26 and
24,
20, yeah.
25, something like that?
Let me look. I'll look real quick.
Yeah, it's the last full weekend
of
of
October.
October.
Always the last full
The
weekend.
weekend before Halloween. Yeah.
Saturday the 24th
Halloween-
and
Halloween-
Sunday the 25th.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And
You're
then I got the Central Kansas thing going on in Hutchinson, Kansas, September 25th and 27th. Working on that still. I've got my table. I got to get the A.M.O.K table, and
Oh,
we're gonna be side by side. So we're gonna hopefully broadcast from there, like we're broadcasting from the expo. And if we can ever get we'd never broadcast from the Border Town, have we?
We
I mean-
haven't.
I have.
She
has.
Sean does.
I
we've
do
not-
it for-
But we've never done interviews there because it's always right there by where the people are
Right.
talking.
Right. Yeah.
So
Right.
I have to work on that some.
Yeah, we'll have to
But
figure
that's the
something
stuff-
out.
It is confirmed for Goblin Con. We're going to be in Goblin Con in August 22nd and 23rd. So
22nd and 23rd.
accepted
And
by
where's that at?
coordinators. That's
Hopkinsville.
Is that Hopkinsville, Kentucky?
Yeah, Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yep.
Right on.
Super stoked for
And-
that one.
I'm going to
That's
be
exciting.
what is it, Obscura?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be at that one. That's at the end of March 21, 22, I think.
Yeah, the 23rd.
Yeah,
we
that's
talked
my
about that
daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
Talked that one last week with
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah.
So that was
With
cool.
Jenny, yep. So I will be going to that one. I'm not sure who else from the team's going to be there, but I'm probably
Not
just.
I.
I'm sorry.
I'll be at Oklahoma or at Oklahoma, and it's paired up with Haunted Objects podcast live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll be
Be
at
all
that.
by yourself. I'm
I'll
really
be
No,
at-
jealous.
there's 5 of us going. There's 5 Border Towners. Border Townians? Nerd Herdians.
Border Towners. Or Townies. Border Townies. There you go.
and we're still looking at West Plains for the end of April
Yep.
and possibly September or October. I can't remember what month that is.
October 11th.
Okay,
Nice.
so we're still working on those two. I haven't heard definites on those or not yet.
Could be a fun year.
Absolutely, it's gonna be a busy one.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
now
And
that,
it's still early in the year too, so more things are going to happen.
for
So
sure.
I am looking into going down to the Deep South Convention in Enterprise, Alabama. So I'm still doing some
nobody
thinking
goes
of
out.
how I'm going to arrange it. Hey,
When is that one? You know?
that one is the last weekend of July.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I'm looking forward to that one. I've already got the time off. I just got to get my booth, and I already have a place to stay. My parents. So
That's the best right there.
I like
is
that.
the
they
best.
would kill me if I did not stay with them.
they got room for
Be in big
6.
trouble.
You got room.
Oh, they might.
Okay.
They have 2
There's
guest
floor room.
bedrooms, I
There's
believe.
floor space all over the place. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we
I
got-
mean, there's a big, huge living room.
Well,
Border
Our-
Town will
got
be
don't
today.
think they would
this year
mind.
too.
our 10
What?
minutes are almost up. We're
Yeah,
ready?
no, we're good. I'm not bound by any time frame at all.
What did you say,
So,
Pam?
Okay.
I said Border Town will be at Geneseo again this year too for the Kansas UFO Day, which
Actually,
is it's
I need
usually
to
the
do that.
first. It's so
Tina
fun.
loves UFO stuff.
Oh, she would have a blast. It's
But
usually the
UFO
first.
people are weird.
Well, yeah. have
I
you
would
met
love to
them?
do the Vegas one that flipping
Yeah.
Enzo does.
Yes. Contact in the Desert.
Yes.
That's over the
That's
4th of
the one
July
I wanna
weekend, I
do.
believe.
I think it'd be too hot.
When's Geneseo?
Geneseo is going to be the last weekend in June. So I think it's the
Last weekend.
28th.
Oh man. Okay.
27th.
out.
It's the 27th.
27th. Yeah, I'll be at the Haunted America conference that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
What do we-
That's
What
that's
do
here
we have
in that's
currently?
here in St. Louis.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
We
so
have
I'll be at
we have
that one.
Normally
Hey,
it's the first weekend.
we got we have a
We
July.
have a guest.
We have a
There.
guest.
We do.
down there.
It's way over
We have
there.
it. And there was a lot of discussion on his name, and he tried to tell us what his name is, but I don't know. I don't know because we say Daniel or Danielle if you're kin. We said Benoit. What are the other ones?
Benoit.
Benoit is supposed to be his real name.
is the
You
correct
know
name.
it.
That's not the other
But I
one
don't
y'all
know
came
this
up with.
guy. He could be just making fun. What?
No.
I don't know. We'll let him tell you,
He-
right?
He's a nice guy, though.
Tell us. He's
He's
gonna
a very
He
nice
could be a
guy, and
nice
he's got an
guy.
epic beard.
He
You
does.
got- well, so we'll bring him on, let him kind of defend his position. Here we go. Well, maybe if I hit the button right. There he is. Hi.
Hey, welcome back.
You're lucky he came on after that introduction.
I was expecting
pretty
to
much
see
how-
nothing there but the Bigfoot zone echo. Or whatever that
Hey,
is.
he stayed on because I said he had an epic beard. That's why. I mean, come on.
And the beard, I just started growing this back out just a few months back, so it's still got a little ways to go yet.
Oh, I thought you
That
I
were
would
is
still look
saying
like this
epic
in
for
a few months.
Yeah, but a few more inches anyway. So,
Wow.
this is a
I've-
year and a half.
Yeah, I can't do it. I tried to grow a beard. I wanted it to be epic, and it just barely. Yeah, I look like after 6 months, I still look like I had the mange.
oh no,
Terrible.
this is all part of
and
being a pure bred man right here. Let me
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah,
all right, let me stop.
I'm in
Do
touch with my
aliens
feminine
have
side.
facial features? Oh, I don't think aliens have
So
beards, do they? Okay,
okay.
anyway, go ahead.
Since we don't know you, who are you and what do you do? What's that all about? What's Daniel or Danielle about?
Well, a little bit about me. I mean, I've been involved with this going on 16 years as far as the Bigfoot research in general. Man, I'll tell you what, I've come a long ways. I mean, with somebody like me, I grew up in the woods. You know, I've always been familiar with nature and wildlife ever since I was, a young kid with Dad. Growing up, hunting in the woods, playing in the woods. I used to do a lot of playing with either me and my younger brother, friends. We used to love building forts, doing stuff, crazy stuff, fun things that kids used to do that you don't
Yeah.
really hear about anymore. I mean, I'm originally from the state of Massachusetts, but I grew up here in Virginia at age 11. I'm 45 now, so here I am, and living around the mountains right here in the Shenandoah Valley. For those who know the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, it's a beautiful location. You're surrounded by mountains. You got the Blue Ridge Mountains, and over to the west, you got the Alleghenies, and we're right here in the Appalachian region. So, uh, yeah,
I only
I
know about
mean,
it by song.
what's that?
I only know about it by song. So,
Oh,
Blue Ridge
yeah.
Mountain, Shenandoah River.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna sing
Uh,
it for you. If
So
you don't know.
you're South Virginia,
I am, well, I would say
more
more,
south.
not too far south. I'm more central west. I don't know. I really don't know how to put that because a
Okay,
lot of times.
my
Oh, go ahead.
It's not a
I was
geography
gonna say
show.
my daughters live in Salem, so Roanoke area.
Oh, so yeah, that's about a good hour and a half south of me. So
Oh, so you're north
that,
of them. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, that's like if you take Interstate 81, head straight south.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I'm not far from 81, so they're probably not far from 81 either if they're down there. So,
No, yeah.
yeah. Okay. Very awesome.
So I'm very
I,
familiar. I just was out that way about 2 weeks ago. So
oh, nice.
so
Yeah,
anyway, you
Roanoke's a
go
nice
ahead.
area. Yeah, actually, I have a eyewitness, a good friend of mine. She's actually a podcast host herself, but she's also eyewitness. I actually have right now. She's going through a lot of medical issues, so until she gets through all that, we have plans to actually meet up where I'm going to be filming her in person on camera, part of
Cool.
the series that I'm working on, which I'll be glad to get into all that as well. Um, so, well, actually, I can go ahead and spill that out right now. It's something that will be streaming soon. It was actually supposed to be streaming back in October. However, the streaming network, has had a lot of issues, and a friend of mine who is actually the film distributor, he's been communicating back and forth with them. And, so finally, I think we have something now. He communicated back to me the streaming network. For those who are familiar with Fossum, it's like awesome, but add an F in front of awesome, the Fossum TV network. It's very similar to YouTube. There's a lot of films and movies on there. Like your independent film producers put their various genres on there. So yeah, Fossum TV will be streaming my new independent series on there. Actually, two different series. The first one, uh, me and my group, Bigfoot Explorers. We're excited about that, and I've actually been looking for ways to put my research out there. To spread awareness of what I do. And when it was presented to me that, hey, well, I got a friend of mine. Well, a friend of mine told me that he has a friend of his that could put your content out there and put it to a broader audience. And so I looked into it and started talking, and next thing you know, like, hey, well, this guy distributes independent films to the different streaming networks. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm not looking to get rich off of this. I just want my research put out there. I've always done that over the years. Um, I just want people to hear my side of things. I mean, I'm not, by no means do I ever claim to be an expert or professional in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a down to earth, laid back kind of guy that likes to, be out in the field, exploring, researching. If I find something,
It's one
hey,
of those
that's
things.
awesome.
It's like being a ghost hunter. How can you be an expert on something that you can't prove?
Well, exactly. There's a lot of evidence out there at the same time. So I mean,
Right.
regardless on who's on your view of what that evidence might be. I mean, it's the evidence that we can provide. It's going to be shot down from various sources. I mean, you're going to have your
Oh
believers
yeah,
and your non-believers. You guys know if you guys are in paranormal, it comes with the territory.
oh yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Not to mention all the negative, side of things. Like I said, I've
Yeah.
come a long ways in what I've been doing. always been an independent solo person, and then over the years I started gathering other like-minded individuals who wanted to associate with me, and we went on. Like right here in Virginia alone, I have a pretty healthy group. There's others along the East Coast that do like to associate with me and support me, and which is very much appreciated. Excuse me. So
Yes.
it's been quite the adventure. It's been a lot of fun, and that's the main thing. I will say to anybody out there, if you're getting involved with this, you got to have fun with it. I don't care
Yeah, you do.
where you stand on it. You got to have fun, and I've been ridiculed, made mockery of. But you know what? You just got to turn back and laugh at them because these are people that don't
that's how it
believe
all
and
works.
don't get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
be
so-
those people. I used to make fun of anybody. You told me, I'm a ghost hunter. I don't do the Bigfoot stuff. And but back, it wasn't that long ago that you told me you saw a ghost and you did that stuff. I would openly laugh at you. I try to incite other people to laugh at you too, and it made my wife mad because she saw something and I openly laughed at her. So, but but anyhow, no, I totally get it. And I guess we all kind of get it because everybody but Pam, because she's only been surrounded by believers.
well, well, with you being a ghost hunter and anyone else here that's into the paranormal, I mean, there's some interesting things that's been happening in the location where we've been doing our group campouts and doing some investigating. I would love to share with you guys about this information and get, maybe you guys might be able to shed some light on stuff here.
Absolutely.
Go for
Now,
it.
I personally, I mean, as far as paranormal, of course, everybody that hears the word paranormal, it's the ghosts and spirits and hauntings and stuff like that, which I get that, but I think paranormal is a much larger
Mhm.
uh,
Oh,
world than people
definitely.
realize.
Genre.
yeah, yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, with us being Bigfoot researchers, I myself being more of a wildlife and Bigfoot researcher, I've studied the wildlife over the years and had a lot of experience with wildlife in general. But doing what we do out there, we've been camping in this location, which we'll be returning there in May. We usually go out there for a week at a time. Um, well, we've had some things happening out there that we're scratching our heads over. We're trying to find answers to, which I don't know if we'll ever will, but we want to say paranormal, but we don't want to point fingers just yet. And me, I've always been very objective on a lot of things, and that I don't care what field you're in or what your subject is, you got to be objective. You can't just assume that's this and that. But so, yeah, there are things that we like to contribute to Bigfoot, but then again, there's other things that's been happening out there, which I've heard stories of. I've heard people talk about their experiences, and I've heard so many different things that people experience. But then when you start to experience it for yourself, you never think that would happen. You have to start focusing more on it now. So, for example, just at our base camp alone, we've had brand new radios, fully charged, uh, completely going dead. We've had devices turn on by themselves. Um, and just for shits and giggles, we've actually used the cat balls. Are you guys familiar with the cat balls?
Yeah.
Some people call them ghost balls. We played around with them. Had them sitting around, spread out about 15 feet away from us while we're sitting around a campfire. Very calm, no wind whatsoever. And we've had them go off. Like my friend Dave. Yeah, my friend David's wife, like, the cat ball's going off. And I'm like, what? What? There was nobody over there. We're all right here. There's no wind or nothing whatsoever. Now, the first time it went off, of course, I wasn't prepared because I'm the main one that films everything that's out there. Uh, so, that was cool, though. I mean, it was exciting. It happened.
Yeah.
And, I talked about it on camera. However, I did capture it another night that happened out there. So, so we've had that go on. Now, outside of our camp, where we do, we do some daytime exploring, we do some nighttime. We love going out at nighttime because nighttime is when all the wildlife happens. Everybody, all the wildlife wakes up, and that's where all the, the alleged Bigfoot activity tends to take place. You know, the vocals and the strangeness all around. So, but on one particular night, this was actually back last May. Last May. We were actually out in the woods that night, and then it was actually on the way back. We were actually headed back to camp. Well, I think this was the same night. Well, yeah, we had a couple different incidents where like I said, the equipment was messing up and things didn't make sense. Well, we were on the way back from camp. My buddy David, he was probably about maybe 10 feet away, up ahead of me on the forest road. And one thing he pointed out to me, and as soon as he pointed it out to me, I mean, like I said, I was walking up towards him when he was telling me about it. He's like, Daniel, there's a light over there. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this ball of light in the woods. And then, I probably saw it for a good few seconds or so. The way I describe it, looked like a very large basketball, round ball of light. It did not illuminate nothing around it, and it did not project a beam like if it was a spotlight, flashlight, whatever. But as soon as it went out, immediately I pulled out my thermal flare, and just to entertain the thought maybe somebody was over there. Didn't pick up no heat signatures, nothing whatsoever. So David's like, you guys stay right here, because it was me and two other people that were on during the night hike. David walked up ahead without turning no lights off. He was in total darkness. He walked up ahead, pulled out his thermal, hoping to capture if there was anything over there from a different view or a different angle. He wasn't able to pick anything up. So that was one of the things that happened that night. Meanwhile, there was another incident that took place probably almost around the same time or a little bit before that. We didn't know about it until we got back to camp. But we had one guy that stayed at the edge of the field before we came into the wood line. He had something approaching him. There was tall grass in the field. Long story short, the way he described that, which we have it on film, I more or less interviewed him when we got back to camp when we learned about his incident. Can't help but feel like he was being approached or stalked by a mountain lion. But, which here on the East Coast, mountain lions are not supposed to exist. But there's a history of them here. I've had people respond to my blogs, years ago. There's actually other public blogs where people have seen them here in the county and surrounding counties. But yeah.
But there are other cats, though, right?
What's that now?
There are other cats, though, right?
Well, we do have bobcats. Now, I've captured bobcats on my trail cameras before.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the mountain lion, cougar, whatever,
so nothing that big.
Right. The authorities say they're not here, but there's been a lot of eyewitnesses over the years. And we know for a fact there's been the Mennonite farmers have seen them on their farms, just east of where we camp at. So, the authorities want to tell you one thing, and there's been so many people that have come forward to share it out. We've seen them; they're here. I've seen one back in 2015 in a whole different part of the national forest. So,
no,
but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, are these cats extra big black cats?
The one I seen in 2015 was black. Other eyewitnesses have seen the yellowish tan color ones.
Okay.
Both in the valley where I'm at and just on the other side going east over the mountain from us.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of reports. Most of the ones I've heard about in my reports and stuff were the yellowish tan color ones. But there's been, on a couple occasions, been black. But
they've said for years around here that the Wildlife Authority that there was no cats like that around our area, and now they're finally admitting there is, because there's so many people with cameras that are picking them up.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's black and the tawny colored,
Really? Because I know I've seen the black one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did. That's
Just
right.
running across the field. It looked like from a distance about the size of a cow. I'm sorry.
Oh,
a cat.
wow.
About the size of a calf, not a cow, but a
Okay.
calf.
That's better.
Well, that's a decent sized one.
But
right there.
That's a
way-
big cat.
That's way bigger than a regular puma or a
Now-
regular black cat.
Just curious, Ken. I see everybody else has their state where they live. Where are you from, Ken?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, okay. St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh.
All right.
He likes to be the
Why is
unique
mine not there?
individual because you
Because
didn't put
you
it
didn't type
underneath.
Oh, okay. All right, I was lazy. Sorry. I'll try to fix that next week. So come back and make sure I did.
Operator error.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you spend a lot of time in the woods and looking at things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've come across a lot of wildlife in general, wildlife signs. You know, I study. My main focus, if it ain't Bigfoot, when it comes to Bigfoot, I mean, when it comes to wildlife, I have a thing on studying bears. We have tons of black bears here in Virginia alone, and you know, of course, black bears are very common along the East Coast, and of course, other states out in various locations. But black bears are very common here. I mean, I've had
Yeah.
my shares of encounters with them. Never once in
They'll
an
eat you.
aggressive encounter. Well, no, black bears are actually. I don't want to say they're safer. Well, compared to a grizzly, yeah, they are much safer.
They can still
For sure.
eat you.
They can. You can. Don't underestimate their wildlife. You don't want to underestimate them. You know.
No.
Yeah.
A squirrel can eat you, Adrian.
Mosquitoes eat me all the time. I hate them. But yeah, bears will make me poop my pants.
Yeah.
They're cute and all,
Look,
but they got
when it
teeth
comes,
and big old claws.
I've been close to some black bears. They're I tell you, there's actually the way Native Americans look at black bears compared to grizzly. There's an evil spirit versus the good spirit. The good
Yeah.
spirit being the black bear, and the evil spirit being the grizzly because they're more aggressive. Black bears are actually very shy and skittish on the most part, and they don't like to be bothered. They're more timid. They like to go their separate ways. And of course, a lot of the black bears I have seen, by the time I've noticed them, they're already running and going a different direction. Although
Yeah.
I've woken
Yeah.
up to a bear outside of my tent before. I mean, I think it was more scared of me when it realized I was there. So
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
think
you've seen that
boars are
video.
more aggressive than black bears when it comes
Oh,
to
The boars,
bears.
yeah, no,
uh,
don't mess with them. Don't mess with
now
them either. You see
I've been
that
down this.
video of that guy in the tree stand and that bear goes up the thing and just
Yeah.
up to where he is looking around. I would have died. They would have had to come get my body from that. I'm a city boy. Yeah. I was one time inside the fence with the cow, and that kind of made my panic go up. So
Oh,
I'm not.
goodness.
I'm good. I'm good with my chihuahuas. I'm good with things like that. Why I don't hunt? Why I don't hunt Bigfoot? So have you ever had a Bigfoot encounter?
Actually, I have back in 2014, uh, and this is the same national forest, but quite a ways from where me and my group been focusing in. The situation that I had, I call it a situation. Uh, it was me and five other individuals, so I wasn't alone during this. And you know, I'll cut straight to the point where everything took place. I don't want to draw it out to what we were doing. I'll share some details, but we were actually during one of our night hikes. Again, this whole event took place May 3rd of 2014. Now we were doing, like I said, we went out just before it started to get dark. We actually left from camp on foot. We went down to the lake that's in the area, and after spending some time there, it was late. We were there after, I don't know, it was dark for a while. We all regrouped and said it's time to head back to camp. So, like I said, we regrouped and got back together and started walking back out from the lake, going out to the main forest road. We had maybe close, not quite a mile, but close to it. You we were walking in single file line, working our way back out. And we were talking, normal tone. Not trying to keep quiet. Like I said, our goal, our mission was just to get back to camp. And as we're working our way out, all of a sudden I see this deer walking right towards us. Now, for the record, time frame at this point was around midnight, and I'm kind of like the lead person in front of everybody. And I was like, "Oh, look, guys, there's a deer." The deer was walking right towards us, and then probably about a good 10 feet out in front of us, it is where it turned off, went into the woods, completely disappeared, and blended into the darkness. So I was like, cool. That was interesting. That what was on, I was like, wow, why would a deer get that close to us? I mean, I guess during that time frame, it was outside of hunting season. It's like they know. It's like they know we didn't mean
Yeah.
no harm.
They have,
They have a
they have
calendar.
calendars. Yeah.
Exactly. Deer are like, it's weird. They're not stupid. They're smart.
Mm,
They're not.
But yeah,
yeah.
so right after this deer went off into the woods, as we continued to walk up just past where that deer wandered off, all of a sudden something on the opposite side of the forest road caught my attention. Now, I mind you that in the national forest out here, in random locations, there's these little yellow metal signs in random locations, and usually what they say is no vehicles beyond this point. So my headlamp was reflecting off of something, which at first initial thought was it was capturing, it was shining or reflecting off of this little sign. And I was like, that's a weird, odd place for one of those signs to be. And I'm kind of staring at it, and all of a sudden it became more in focus because it blinked, and that's when I realized it was actually a set of eye shine. I was like, what the heck? My buddy Tracy, my Tracy Arnold, he was right behind me. I was like, Tracy. When I called him up there to point it out, realizing it was a set of eyes and it was sitting kind of low, my first words were, I won't use the exact words, but I'll say, is that a freaking mountain lion? First thought that ran through my head, was a mountain lion. Because it was
Yeah. Because they
large,
got
bright
teeth and
yellow.
claws.
Well, we were only seeing the eye shine at this point, but it was sitting kind of low at the first, look at it. There was a tree there. You could kind of make out the tree. And like I said, this is probably a good 30 feet, 40 feet, give or take. And it's like, all we were seeing was the eye shine. But we saw it, and all of a sudden, it zipped away, like it disappeared, ran off. But we got all up to that location. Tracy got the rest of the group behind us. He's like, guys, get up here. We got some eye shine. So we all kind of came together, got up to that location where me and Tracy were seeing that eye shine. And we were standing off the edge of the forest road, and we're looking down into the woods. Right away, we didn't realize immediately that it actually sloped down. I didn't really realize it did slope down several feet and then level back out. So while we're looking into there's a lot of trees, there's some bushes right there. And all of a sudden, about a good 30 to 40 feet or so out, we see that set of eye shine again. And even though we're actually a little bit higher up in it, you can still tell whatever it was kind of small. Now, we estimated around 4 feet tall. What was interesting about this, I'll call it subject, because I've referred to them as subjects before, not realizing what we were seeing. Well, this set of eye shine, like I said, they were bright yellow looking eyes, and it was swaying side to side pretty fast, like
Yeah.
very swift. I was like, I wasn't picking up. I just didn't. It didn't make sense to me. I was like, what the heck are we looking at here? We're looking at something that's kind of small, but it's swaying side to side. Now, I mind you, I'm also very familiar with all the wildlife in this area. Like I said, all the bears I've ever encountered at nighttime out there usually had red eyes off the reflection of light. But this was yellow, and it's swaying side to side. And within a minute or so after seeing this, a second set of eyes appeared, about 5 or 6 feet to the right of this one. This one was probably about 2 feet taller, and it didn't really display any movement except it blinked its eyes on occasions. Now, a couple of us, we did have some bright headlamps on, so I'm sure our lights were kind of bright for whatever we were looking at. So it was constantly blinking its eyes. Small ones still swaying side to side. Oh, excuse me. And like I said, we're seeing two different subjects here, not identifying them because we're not seeing no physical features, no shapes, no silhouettes, and nothing. So we have no clue what we're looking at. And then I will say for the record, Sasquatch, Bigfoot wasn't even crossing my mind at this point. And then while we're observing this, I'm scanning the look. I'm looking around. You can't really make much out. It's so dark in there. But as I scan more to the right and look down on the ground, I notice a third set of eye shine. But this third set of eye shine looked like it was literally on the ground. What the heck is that? It appeared to be a little different at first. And all of a sudden, looking at it. I'm staring at it. Like, guys, there's another set of eye shadow down there or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It didn't look like the other two, but all of a sudden I started noticing it started raising up. It started growing.
Mhm.
It getting taller and taller and taller. And by the time it stopped, the eye reflection, the eye color did blend in because it had more direct, whatever. It looked more directly at a light. It did match. It ended up matching the other two. But all of a sudden, it stopped, and here's this tall one towering over top of the second one, which we estimated the second one to be around 6 feet tall. We have a 4 foot subject, a 6 foot subject. Now we have one that's about 2 feet taller. So here's something that's around 8 feet tall. And again, I know Bigfoot Sasquatch still wasn't on my mind, but Tracy, he was out in front of everyone, and he looked back at us. He said, "Guys, we got squatches." And when he said that, it's like I wanted to believe that, but it's like I wasn't seeing enough to convince me that's what they were. I mean, nothing else was adding up. Nothing else was making sense at all. But that tall one, it did the same thing as the 6 foot one. It blinked its eyes a few times, but then at one point,
But to this point, you're just still seeing just eye shine.
eye shine, right? But it gets interesting because that tall one actually made a maneuver. It appeared to turn to its left, like take a step or two, and then it turned back facing us. And then when it did that, I believe the light that we had, from our headlamps, caught it at the right angle because I saw very clearly. Tracy admitted to it too. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but me and then Tracy had said he saw the same thing I saw. When it made that maneuver, you could clearly see the shape of very wide, broad shoulders and a big round head that was sitting on top of the shoulders. When I saw that, I knew instantly these were not bears. I mean, what else is going to be in those woods, blending in with the darkness, with wide, broad shoulders and a big round head? I was convinced. Okay, I think we did have squatches there because nothing else is added up. There's no other wildlife that would be that tall with wide, broad shoulders. I mean, you could have an 800 to 1,000 pound black bear or grizzly for that matter, and they're not going to be that wide. I mean,
no,
they slope down.
They don't have shoulders like that,
Exactly.
right? They're more triangle shaped,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
So during this whole incident, of course, after it wasn't long right after seeing that, it seems like all three of them turned off. Like they turned off, and their faces, whatever, turned away from the light, and it's like they instantly blended in with the darkness, and they all seemed to like.
All you had was your headlamp.
That's all we had.
Crap.
Now,
Oh my God.
now,
no, see, I would have a million. I'd have a million candlelight blood wrap with me.
well,
One of those that actually burn.
I got.
I'd have more than Einstein. I'd have Bigfoot going. There's no way I'm gonna be out there.
Yeah, with that
Well,
side,
right
you'd
now-
be burning a trail with you, with that light.
I will tell you.
That's right.
I will tell you. I've come a long ways with my equipment since that moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I have flashlights that will turn night into day. I do. I mean, and they go a
that's
long
it.
range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You would kind of need it because you're out there. I mean, just for safety
Well,
reasons
that's true.
too.
Absolutely.
Because, you don't all the time. Like who is it? Julie said. She said, "Too many for comfort." When she's seen all these different sets of eyes. Exactly right. After the second set of eyes,
Well,
30 seconds after I saw a second set of eyes, I'd be in my car.
well, we were on foot and we were too far from our vehicles. Our vehicles are back at camp, but I will say this, and I believe because it was me and 5 other people, not once during that whole situation, after realizing what they were, even before, because they were mysterious, we didn't know what we were looking at. I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel no fear whatsoever,
Well, because you've lived out in the woods your whole life.
Well, I mean, that might be a part of it, but then again, like I said, I wasn't alone, so I think that had a lot to do with it too. I wasn't alone with, I had other people, and
True.
And during that time, the only weapon I had on me, I had a Bowie knife. I think my buddy Tracy was the only one with a sidearm, but he didn't have it out on display. But now, I've always carried
That's
a.
why you always have to take a small person with you Bigfoot hunting. So somebody that you could throw in the way. So it might stop and eat that one.
Someone you can run
Yeah.
faster than.
Or
Yeah.
Sacrificial person.
Well, I used to be pretty fast. I don't know if I could run as fast as I used to, so somebody might outdo me. I mean, my knees. I don't know.
So, in your
But
opinion, do you think that they're animals or mammals, or do you think that there's some kind of interdimensional type beings? Still a mammal, but interdimensional, or do you think they're just some kind of a mammal that's just not known or not found here on Earth, or not easily?
that's a good question. Now, for the record, like I said, I've
We
always
only
had
ask good questions here.
I've always had a standpoint on my take on the whole subject.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been objective and stood in one particular ground. I kind of do, I still do, but over the years, I became more open-minded on things. As far as interdimensional, if they are that, I'm not going to say they are or not, but that's something I need. I'm one of those type of people. Yeah, I need something more to lean more towards that. I believe I want to say they are flesh and blood, but
Mm-hmm.
yet, at the same time, because we don't know nothing about them, we don't understand them. We can't underestimate them either.
Right.
Now, the way I've always looked at a Bigfoot or Sasquatch based off of vocalizations and some of the structures and things we find out in nature that we like to contribute to Bigfoot or Sasquatch. There is one other subject I've always compared them to that are very common for what people, what people say Bigfoot's known for doing, or how they sound. There's only one other species that it's very common for what everyone points towards Bigfoot is a primate, a non-human primate. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the rock stacks, the rock throwing, some of the very odd, weird structures and information that we come across. Yes, a lot of people build a lot of these things. People are responsible for a lot of these things. Weather is responsible for a lot of what we find. People don't realize that. They don't want to believe that because everything that people see out in the woods, oh, Bigfoot did that. I'm biting my tongue because I know this is supposed to be a family-friendly event.
You're doing great. I haven't had to use this yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll threaten you with it.
But I've actually been in conflict with people. Like, you want to, you trying to hold you cool with people. Like, you don't know if it's Bigfoot. You didn't witness Bigfoot doing it. How can you say Bigfoot did it? I believe Bigfoot exists. I know Bigfoot exists. I do believe he does this and that and that. But I can't say he made this or made that because I didn't witness it. You didn't witness it. You don't have no proof that he did it. So, at the same time, again, I do a cross comparison because I can take you guys back into what I call Bigfoot 101. A lot of people that want to get involved with this, you got to look at the subject. I don't care if it's what subject or what cryptid you're interested in. If it's Bigfoot, Dogman, or whatever, you got to look at that subject. You got to well, what do you believe he closely resembles? What is he? What do you believe? Start studying that particular species. Yeah. See if there is a connection. See if there is some comparison. It doesn't. Now, for the record, I have to be careful when I say this. I'm not saying Bigfoot is a gorilla. I'm not saying he's a chimpanzee or a baboon or a orangutan. I'm not saying he's none of those. But
a capuchin with really big feet.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe, in my own honest opinion, that I believe he is some type of primate, but he's undiscovered and unclassified.
That would make more sense to me.
I mean, I mean, that's just me. I mean, don't take like I would tell anybody listening and watching, don't take my word for it, but do your research, do some comparison. I mean, you can't compare
and apes are.
I mean,
apes are secretive. They kind of want to be away from
That's
people.
how long
They want,
mountain
you know,
gorillas
Right.
existed, that, and we didn't know it
yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Forever.
yeah.
They,
So it makes sense. You did mention Dogman. So
Yeah.
we've had a couple of people talk about Dogman, and so what's your spin on that? You have a Dogman thing out there
Oh
too?
no! I'm actually surprised you asked me about that. I was like, no, don't ask me that. No, no,
No, you can go
no,
ahead.
no, I'm
You can
fine.
go ahead. Hey, you're. This is a safe space because I
No,
don't believe anything. I'm a ghost hunter, but I'm very skeptic.
right?
And people tell me things, I'm like, yeah, but I'm like inside, I'm like, no. I don't know. It's just one of those things that people bring up, and some people are very into it,
Yeah.
and I just don't
Well,
know about these
I'll
things.
put it out there like this, and for those listening and watching, future listeners or whatever, I mean, hate me all when you want. I'm the type of person agree to disagree. But when it comes to the
Yeah,
whole dogman phenomenon, I mean, I am a complete. I don't. I don't want to say complete, but I am a big time non-believer in that. But
yeah,
at the same, if something like a dogman or werewolf exists, maybe someday I'll see that. But at the same
yeah,
time, if people are seeing what they claim to be a dogman or a werewolf, I can't help but point or think back towards a primate, a misidentified primate, because look at a baboon. They're very canine. They have a canine snout. They have canine teeth. You know, there are primates that look very canine. I mean,
yeah.
everybody has a
No, no,
general aspect of,
and I get that.
yeah. A lot of people think of a baboon or chimpanzee or a gorilla. Okay, but everyone's talking about they see that tail. So does a baboon. Baboons got tails too.
Uh,
So I
Yeah.
mean,
So don't. Yeah. The reality until we catch one,
yeah,
nobody's gonna know.
no,
And a lot of times, when people see things, they see it like you did in the dark,
yeah,
and and briefly. And I happened to see something that was actually in a well lit time frame. My wife and I saw a creature in McAllister, Oklahoma, and we saw it for a good like 8 seconds, which is a phenomenal amount of
that's a
time to
lot
see
of time,
something like
believe it
that.
or not.
And yeah, and when I look at that and I play it back in my head, could this thing stand on 2 feet? Sure, it could have. And if I would have seen it briefly, like I was driving a car or I was walking through the woods and I saw something like that, it could have taken all kinds of shape in my head, in my mind, especially if it scared me. So, which this thing did,
Yeah.
it made me stop. I was like, ah! No, I didn't quite do that, but inside I was. And inside I was. I couldn't do that because my wife was there, and she would have just, she
There was
already had a
drool
hard
though.
she'd
time,
still be
looking
laughing
at
at
me as a
you.
manly kind of guy. But, but, but a lot of these crypto creatures, I don't think there's quite as many as people say there are. I think a lot of them are seen, and their mind fills in the blank of what they didn't. So it could have been the Mothman, could have been this all the different creatures that people had seen.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
knows?
skeptic. Yeah, I'm skeptical on that myself.
Well, the thing is, there are creatures out there. Where I
Right?
saw.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. And Tina saw it, and she described it to me before because I wouldn't even utter it. So what I saw was what I saw, and I'm like, okay. So, but ever since I've seen that, because up to that point I was a non-believer in anything paranormal. I think, okay, put that in this situation. What would I have seen then? How would I have seen that? How would anybody see, uh, you know, walking through the woods, and if this thing was just sitting there, standing there, and or
Yeah.
stood up at that
Right.
point, I don't. Yeah, this thing was pretty big, but in the dark, I wouldn't have known what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
So who knows? So I
Yeah.
don't know, Dogman, Bigfoot, any of that stuff. I see that we have a cast over there, and we have a lot of Bigfoot people on here, and they got some really compelling stories, and they've had some pretty compelling accounts. But a lot of times they didn't actually like fully see it,
Right.
and I'm like, what did they have? Uh, I mean, they have casts, which are kind of cool, but I can go out there and make a Bigfoot marking somewhere. And I also know that people are jerks. So you see things out in the woods. It could be some jerk out there. Who will put this up there? Somebody's gonna think it's Bigfoot. I'm so skeptic that way. So
I
Well,
did
yeah.
see one. You remember that? You know that
Hmm?
story. I saw one, 3 of my friends, and we all
Yeah.
corroborate it. They all
Yeah.
agree. We've talked about it.
Corroboration is key. It really
Yes.
is in my book. Yeah.
We came
Two
around
of
the
us.
corner and it was right in the middle of the road, and she slammed on the brakes and it stopped and bent down and looked at us and jumped
Oh wow.
You
clear
should
over
have hit
the
it. It could have been your
guardrail.
own Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, yeah. It was huge, man. It was huge.
Yeah,
Pam,
and I've
did
had
that take place in
experience too.
Kansas?
Sure did. Yeah,
Oh,
just right
nice.
outside of the town I live in. This was in 1987, so it's been a hot minute. But I
Oh,
Why would there
never
be a
forgot
Bigfoot?
him.
Why would there be Bigfoot in Kansas? There's no trees. It's
There's
flat.
trees.
Barbecue.
There's one tree in Kansas. You can see it from any portion of the state.
Come on.
Have we
Barbecue.
taken you out there, Adrian, where we saw it?
Yes, I've been out there. I
Okay,
saw like
yeah.
three. I saw
There's
like three
trees.
trees while I was out there.
There's trees. It's right by the river. There's
Hey, some cool things came out of Kansas. Dorothy came out of Kansas. Superman, Clark Kent
Pam.
came out of
Pam
Kansas.
came out of Kansas.
Pam's in Kansas. That's right. So,
Yeah, it's
so-
not as flat and as people think it is around here.
no.
At least I'm in southeast Kansas, so it's definitely not.
Yeah, I would love to get to other states. I've only been up and down the East Coast. I've
Yeah.
been out the about a few years back, 3 or 4 years ago. I've been out to Illinois. Me and my old girlfriend, we drove out there to camp and do an investigation with a good friend of mine. It's actually one of the documentaries I'm featuring and got filmed during that whole incident. So that was pretty cool.
What area?
It was in oh man,
Sorry.
not far from Marion, or we were.
Oh, okay.
I know we were in part of the state or national forest out there where we camped at, and like I said, it was in the southern part of Illinois. I know it was a good 10-hour drive out there from Virginia.
Yeah,
out there.
down 64. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, straight off 64. We went right through
yeah,
Indiana.
Yep.
Kentucky, Indiana.
Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia. Yeah,
I thought it was the coolest thing watching on my phone, watch the time zone change automatically on my phone. I said, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Somewhere
I mean, it was only
in
a 1
Indiana.
hour. Yeah, it was only a 1 hour difference, but still, wasn't as cool as when I went from Virginia up to Washington State a few years
Oh
back too.
God, yes, 4 time zones. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because first time ever flying because I got flown out there because I went from Charlottesville, Virginia, down to Atlanta, Georgia, and then from Atlanta, Georgia, it was a 4-hour straight flight out to Spokane, Washington, where I went.
So you landed before you took off, didn't you?
Pretty much.
Almost, almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that. That's weird. Or you get there faster. How did I get there before I took off? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I was so
Yeah.
occupied. I had a window seat to and from, so I mean, I enjoyed like looking out, watching the scenery.
Yeah.
I mean, the flight from Atlanta to Washington. I mean, of course, that airplane had. I get to watch movies on the back seat of on the seat, so I could choose whatever I wanted to watch. So if I wasn't watching a movie or something, I was sleeping. But
Gotcha.
it was
Well,
cool.
cool,
I
though.
enjoyed being out there.
So
yeah,
have you seen anything else besides Bigfoot and normal wildlife? Like any type of cryptids out there? Anything really bizarre?
I honestly can't say I've seen any other weird creatures out there that I could describe. But like I say, I know I made mention of that one strange light that we seen in our area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there was probably about 2 years before that. I actually experienced for the first time seeing some strange lights in the woods up in Pennsylvania. They were a little bit different than what we witnessed in Virginia, but up in Pennsylvania was some very strange lights. For example, the first set of lights that me and my girlfriend saw at the time, my old girlfriend at the time, was what it appeared. I mean, they looked like flashing little stars. This was in the month of January, just before February. And they were blue, they were red, a couple yellows.
We call them orbs.
Well, in the trees. In the trees.
They were like, where we were sitting on these boulders. Here's a field, and we're surrounded by trees. And, probably about 40, 50, maybe a good 50 feet out was a tree line to the rest of the trees. Now, she was the first one that noticed them. She was saying she was seeing eye shine. Now, I'll back up a little bit. I was standing on one of the boulders, about three boulders back from where she was sitting. And right before she said she saw eye shine, I gave off a couple, just a couple short, quick, vocalizations. Like I did 2 whoops. Right
Mhm.
after my whoops, straight out in front of me was a knock, a tree knock, wood on wood. And then a second one happened, and it sounded like it came straight out in front of where she was sitting. And I was like,
Oh my
Julie, did you
gosh.
hear? I was like, you hear this? She's yeah. She said she was like she was pointing out in front of her. She said, "There's eye shine over there." I said, "What?" I said, "From my position, I wasn't seeing what she was talking about." So I came down, sat right beside her, and I'm sitting looking right at the tree line. I was like, she was like maybe less than 12 inches away from me. She's talking about seeing something. I'm still looking. I didn't see what she was seeing. Then I started seeing these. What the heck is that? That like what I was seeing was definitely not eye shine. I was starting to see these little
Little
flashes, tiny
blinky
stuff.
lights.
Yeah, that started appearing, and they started forming in a cluster. And they weren't all in one spot. They were like blink, 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 and then they started
Yeah.
appearing a little bit. Like I said, there were blues, a couple yellows, a couple reds,
Oh
and
wow.
I
But were they
started.
in the go? Go ahead.
I
Oh
saw
no,
hidden stuff in the building.
I was telling her what she was seeing. Well, I was telling her what I was seeing. She said, "Yeah, I'm seeing it too." I said, "What the heck is it?" Now, out of her own mouth, and, I'm not going to dismiss this or throw it out, but this is her belief. She believes it's a type of energy that Bigfoot's producing. Like it's an energy
I've
source.
seen the same kind of stuff in a building, and
Yeah,
like I said, people call them orbs and invisible orbs. Some
yeah,
people say it's a form of ball lightning. I don't know about that. Uh,
yeah.
uh, but that is a phenomena, and
I
yeah,
mean,
you can see it
and the temperature,
all
like I
kinds
said,
of
the
places.
temperatures were very freezing while we were out there. This was up in Pennsylvania between January and February.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
darn
I'm
cold.
very cold. So, I
Yeah.
can tell people these were not lightning bugs. I know I've had a few people say, "Oh, you're just witness to lightning bugs." I said, "No, they're not. Shut
No,
up."
lightning bugs are yellow. Yeah, lightning bugs are yellow green, basically. The
Yeah,
light.
they
Yeah,
are.
But no, what I've seen him like Adrian said, I've seen him inside of a building. I've
yeah.
also seen them down in Arkansas. Basically, I was on a Bigfoot research overnight down there, and I saw them in the trees, in the
Mm.
like in the grassy area, or I call it little weeds and all that, right before you get to the woods, and then even in the trees and above the trees. And I believe that those might have been fairies
Mm. Now that's an
because
interesting
they
concept.
because they were all different kinds of colors, and I've actually
Yeah,
seen. I know Adrian loves it because of the things I've
yeah.
seen. He's like, he said, "You're so woo woo." I said, "I am sorry." But no, I have actually seen that many places, and I've
Yeah,
even seen them like in the ground in like a circle underneath a bunch of leaves or whatever. You can see it through the leaves
yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
And
And
now he's
Oh,
had eye surgery, so
yeah, but that was way before I had the eye problems. So that was like
Hey,
10, well,
we're
15 years
at
ago.
the end of our hour. How would people? Do you have any events that you're doing? How would people contact you? Now, time to plug yourself, and you got like 10 seconds. No, go ahead. You
okay.
can take your time.
No,
You
take
take
your
your time.
time.
Well, as far as events go, I've been hosting the Virginia Bigfoot Conference for the last 7 years. We're actually taking a break from that this year. I've been more focused on my filming project. I'm filming
Yeah.
content. I've been doing a lot of interviews, filming eyewitness accounts, and documenting people. Um, I go out independently by myself because, like I said, there's 2 Bigfoot film series that are coming to streaming networks very soon. As I mentioned earlier, the first one is called Bigfoot Explorers. We have a few episodes out on that. Um, Gone Rogue, Searching with Daniel. That's me. I went ahead and decided let's title it Gone Rogue because I'm going out by myself. And no one else. Um, Now, for the record, to give everybody, I've been promoting this. It's already got some flack because people comparing it to Expedition Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot. Oh, you're just another group out there making money for it. I said, no, we're not getting funded for this. We're independent researchers, individuals who love to go out and be out there in the woods. We love camping. We love nature, but we're also very passionate about the research and finding answers of the truth. So yeah, we do a lot of investigations. We do some research. My group consists of retired law enforcement, retired Army.
Rocks.
personnel.
Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, absolutely. So me, I'm some, like the rest of us, we're enthusiasts. People that grew up in the woods. Loving nature and wildlife. So we're not people. Our content is unscripted. So what you see is what you get. Is we're not going to go out there and produce fake thermal images and to keep you viewing. I mean, you're going to see what real research and real field
Oh
investigations
yeah,
look like. You're not going to
that's cool.
watch. We're not commercialized, but because we're being put on streaming, our streaming network. Yes, we'll be on a TV, but we want everybody to understand that we're different. We're not
Yeah,
experts.
you're not the Travel Channel. No, I get it. I get that.
Exactly.
All right, man.
So
It's been a great show. Glad to have you on.
Yeah.
hey, thank you guys for having me on. This has been great. So
Yeah.
Of course,
Great,
of
great
course.
stories. I love it.
Yeah.
Stick
Yeah.
around though. Stick
there's
around.
other
Yeah,
things
stick
I
around.
can get into, but maybe for a later date.
Absolutely.
No,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
definitely. We'll have to
Part
schedule you
deuce.
again.
Absolutely.
Like Ken said, don't go away. I'm gonna kick you to the back room. And we're gonna talk about you. I mean, we're gonna talk. You'll hear it.
Sounds
right.
good. All right.
Bye. No, that's
But don't
cool.
leave.
I like that.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. Yeah, no,
Great
no, that's cool because I like it that he asked him about Dogman. He's like, nah.
That one's a tough one to accept. It really is. I mean, I've seen some strange things, but not multiple critters in one.
Well, it's what it's a different
Um,
kind of dogs, and I started laughing. And somebody had mentioned that, and and then I went straight into dog breeds. You have a Chihuahua Dogman, you have
Yeah. Oh no, I got you.
Bernese Mountain
But-
Dog Dogman.
Shot, I don't not believe. It's just for me. That one's a little bit harder for me to accept. I can accept Mothman more than I can a Dogman.
Well, it's kind of a lot like the paranormal. I guess you gotta witness it to be able to.
I pretty much have to witness it before I can make
Yeah.
that leap. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded but very skeptical about things because like I said, a lot of people misunderstand what they're seeing, especially when it's dark and it's fast.
Yeah.
What was
But
that?
you never know.
And then
I
their
mean,
mind
there's
goes there.
those that have witnesses. I mean, you got the guy. Oh my God, Robert. What's his name?
Bravo.
Prevo?
Yes. No. Well, him, but
Swain?
you also got Scotty
Swain.
and all the other ones that
Swain?
are out there that have actually gotten
Oh, yeah.
implants of these feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seen
Oh,
in
like I said,
person. It's like
Who do we got next week?
next
Kim
week
Kim
we
Baranski.
have
Yeah.
Yes.
Kim's coming.
Kim Baranski,
Oh,
Kim
yeah, right on.
Karen
That'd
that
be
came
cool.
from the Missouri State Pen.
Missouri
Yeah.
State
Hey, for
Pen.
guests.
She's
I like
pretty
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
and,
guest.
Awesome.
and you people out there in the AMOK
You
world,
billions
come
of billions
Yeah,
of
talk to-
beautiful people.
and I was really enjoying the chat tonight.
I was.
Yeah, very
Yeah, I could have
Yeah,
gone another hour, but no, somebody cut us short.
yeah, that does not surprise me at all. All right, see you guys next week.
Night,
Bye.
Bye,
everybody.
guys. Have a great week.
It's supposed to start. There we go.